afterwards, we also want to do like the triple bottom line with care of the earth, care of the people, and the idea of just sharing what we have. So if any of that's not interesting to you, I just wrote this up today, so I wanted to share it with you guys. We have our next working group meeting this Sunday at 2 o'clock p.m. at 1431 Washington Boulevard. It's about 2 blocks down. So if anyone's interested, please see me. My cell phone number is 248-622-6448. So give me a call, let me know if you'd like to come, and if not, afterwards I also will be more than happy to talk to whoever's interested.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to our working groups and their announcements. We're going to move right now to a small group breakout question. And basically what we hope for is I'm going to present a question to you, and hopefully people can get together in groups of 3, 4, maybe 5 people, discuss this question, and maybe have a representative of your group share what you guys discussed and where you guys got with that question. This GA's question is, if you had to choose between capitalism and democracy, which would you choose and why?
So begin with groups of maybe 5 to 6, meet up for about 5 minutes, and come back.
And it's up on the wall.
It's a gift to facilitation from a friend of mine.
Awesome!
He's worked in a lot of intentional communities using consensus model decision making, and he has a whole bunch of chapters on it in there. I mean, take with it whatever you want from it, but he saw you guys were doing consensus, so he wanted me to give you that.
We need all the resources we can get, so this is awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
That's awesome. And you're Neil.
Yes, I'm Neil.
I knew you were Neil, and Rich told me that Fuzzy Tech's first name was Neil, and now I feel like an asshole.
That's okay. You're not an asshole.
Okay. Why?
Say hi to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Oh, I just said asshole.
That's okay. We're used to that. Hello, stranger.
Hi, how are you?
There you are. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Sarah.
And you're the heads up person on it was Teach-Ins?
Teach-Ins, yeah. If anybody has any skills that they feel like they can share, it could be anything. It could be composting. It could be facilitation. If people are in working groups that they feel like they would like to train people how to be part of that working group, or if they feel like there's something that they do that people could use in their, broader organizing or in their everyday life. And also we're looking for people who are part of organizations or neighborhood groups that can come in and kind of educate Occupy Detroit about, what's happening not with us, like out in the community. Not that we're part of the community, but for the community to come in and educate us as well.
Cool. Well, how about a conflict resolution teach-in?
Wow, that would be great. I was thinking about doing a nonviolent communication workshop.
That's a good idea too. All right, thank you, Sarah.
Cool.
So let's talk capitalism.
Are we,
Say hi to YouTube.
oh no, just tell me it's for your own personal use.
Oh, if you don't want to be on, I will move to someone else.
No, I'm happy to be on there, just put me on. It just makes me nervous.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm not very articulate sometimes.
I disagree. I actually really enjoy listening to you speak.
Oh, thanks.
I think you're selling yourself short, actually. I'd rather enjoy talking to you.
Thanks.
So what were you saying before you let yourself get insecure?
I was saying that I was just wondering if capitalism and democracy were necessarily mutually exclusive. I thought that it might be possible to have some kind of capitalist society that was run by a direct democracy, you know, that would be regulating, you know, the system and, you know, how everything worked. But I don't know, I think the only way we'll survive as a species is if we do start working together, and I'm definitely in favor of a more social kind of collective situation where everyone's contributing and everyone's taking their fair share of our resources. But
I think most people's concern is the issue of money, getting involved in democracy.
Right.
And that's why some people feel they're mutually exclusive. What do you think about that?
I definitely think, that money should not be involved in politics at all. That's not democratic. If a corporation and some bigwig is paying a politician, that's, you know, he's getting his way because he has more money. That's not democratic. I mean, that contradicts democracy.
That was very articulate of you. You did a very good job.
Thanks.
I think you need to work on your speaking only because you can and you don't think you can, and I don't agree. You should be on my radio show sometime.
I'd love to.
Let's video cam each other. Hi. Hi. I'm videotaping you. You're videotaping me. Check out the stuff I did for Occupy Flint. I was there all weekend. It's all on my YouTube channel. This is waterproof and shock resistant. I can throw this in up to 10 feet of water. So for 30 minutes, yeah, it was the best activist camera I could find.
That's great. Very nice.
Cool. It's okay. I promise I won't give it to the government.
If you can't see it in the neighborhood, you obviously can read a paper, you know, and see what's going on out there. But the other thing is specifically, what do I do? You know, people. How do you get people involved? How do you get them to take ownership? You know.
Back in the day when gas was a quarter, you know, drive around and oh, what's this? And oh, what's that? And the next thing you know, okay, there's restaurant supply. Okay, go in here, start looking around in this place and that place. But I was.
How's it going, guys? You guys are sitting over here in the dark.
Stay in the dark.
Hello.
That's some of the best plans made in the dark.
What's that?
Some of the best plans are made in the dark.
To give people an idea of where we're at, this is 1515 Cafe, and they're often nice enough to let us have our meetings here. It's a good indoor situation. Say hello to YouTube.
What's up, YouTube?
So what's your name?
Craig.
How long have you been with Occupy?
Day 2.
Here, this is since day 2?
Yeah.
Cool. What have you learned?
A lot of things. What do you want to go with that?
A lot of things? Well, how has it changed you as a person?
It changed me because I became a part of a system that now I'm trying to fight. And it's pretty interesting how there's this little social experiment inside of the occupation that I'm seeing we're becoming the system that we're fighting. It's kind of funny.
That can happen sometimes. It's one of the reasons I'm here to do conflict resolution work. But all right, no problem. It's basically people just kind of gathering and talking about a given topic so that they can achieve more insight about that topic later. It's kind of loud in here. I hope you guys can hear it okay. One of the best things about this is you have all these people gathering together to have meaningful conversations about important topics. Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad? Okay.
I'm medical security.
Okay.
I just wanted to meet you, okay?
Okay. Well, my name's Neil.
Pleased to meet you.
I run the podcast for Occupy Detroit.
Okay.
So, why don't you talk a little bit about what your team does?
Well, our team assisting anybody that's homeless and sick. You know what I'm saying? set up, you know what I'm saying, it's a small thing. The person, you know, got sick or caught a cold or anything like that. Now, something very, very major that we couldn't handle, we call EMS and let them, you know, and let them go to the hospital. We like small, minor things like that. You know, we try to be available to assist the people in any kind of way that we possibly can. You know, the majority of the medical team they work, okay? But we still don't call 24 hours a day. That's why I got up on the stage getting the phone number where we can be reached and everything. You know what I'm saying? So my plan now is to go down to the Golden Gate area and set up one of the houses and set up a medical field in there. You know, by so many of us that's down in that area. You know, be there to assist in any way we possibly can.
Excellent. That's very noble.
Thank you. I mean, this is a beautiful cause and for a good cause. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
A lot of times a person don't get the chance to see the big picture. But if you be still long enough, you understand?
Yes.
And open up your mind and absorb and listen, you know, you can begin to see just what we're really trying to achieve and do. But the main thing, we got to have that love, that harmony, and that unity. We got to stick together. You know, because like every time, I try to get a lot of the fellas to see, every time it's a competition, when we get 3 steps ahead of the competition, it knocks us back 4 or 5 steep. You see what I'm saying? We'll never get ahead like that, you know?
Right.
And that's where the love and harmony and unity comes in. Where we got to stick together and think together. We're going to have our good days, we're going to have our bad days. But it's about what you choose to do with that day. You understand? Like me, I try to take any negative day and turn it to something positive and constructive for that day instead of letting that day go to waste.
All right.
Okay?
Yep. Thanks for your work. Keep it up. Hello, Luciana.
What's going on?
Say hello to YouTube.
Aww. All right, well, just YouTube. Occupy Detroit.
Our question was your choice between capitalism and democracy. We hope everyone that broke up into groups talked about it a little bit, and hopefully some people can come maybe line up across the wall and give us some feedback from your group if you don't mind.
Just to reiterate, it's what your group talked about, even though we know you have brilliant ideas yourself. It's about what you discussed as a group.
Where are we lining up? Right here. So if you'd like to, discuss or tell us what you and your group discussed, you can line up right over here by Emma. We'd love to hear you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Kane. It always has been and always will be. Our group discussed the question, and we came to the conclusion that we are not living in a true democracy. So how can you say what's the difference between capitalism and the democracy? If we lived in a true democracy, then there wouldn't be a class system. Capitalists would not control our government. A bit of information that I didn't get to share yet, $8 trillion went to the banks today, given to them by our government. The hierarchy in capitalism means the more you have, the more you control, no matter who's below you. In a true democracy, every person has a voice, like we're supposed to have, without having to deal with representatives or the electoral college or congressmen, real quick, to decide what is good for our society. Sometimes a socialistic government could help our people by
I invite anyone else to come share what your group talked about, but I do want to reiterate the fact that we want to stay focused on what the group talked about, though I appreciate the sentiment. Okay, just kind of want to reiterate that we don't want to bring our personal opinion, but we want to just kind of talk about what our group talked about. If anybody else cares to share what the group talked about, please feel free to come on up. If there's too many standing along the wall, we'll come up one at a time.
I thought I was the one. What did I know? Okay. I'm Vicki. A lot of people know me. I was a geriatric occupier, the camper. We decided it was not a good question. That capitalism is an economic system. Democracy is a political system that can and will be used by capitalism or thrown away as needed. So we thought it was kind of like comparing apples and a leg. They're just completely different. You can't compare them. So that's what we talked about.
I only got to talk to a few different people. It got really loud in here. It's kind of actually hard to hear everybody. But I talked with him here. What's your name again? Josh, yes. And we talked a little bit about the fact that the reason that the two end up kind of being related is that inevitably, if you have a capitalistic system where there's a profit motive and certain people have more money than others, then that can interfere with your democracy. One cannot, the reason that it's difficult to make the two work together is because if one group has more money, then whoever they want elected is going to get more exposure. Their ideas are going to be portrayed more in the media, and that's the reason why it's hard to choose between the two. And that's why every other democratic system I've ever seen that seemed more reasonable to me was one wherein there was a very strict regulation on how you go about making a campaign for anything. And that, honestly, I think, especially with the advent of technology, we don't really need campaign finance reform. We just need to use the technology that exists to just make campaigns for anything free. It doesn't need to cost anything anymore. So, that's it.
Anyone else who would like to report back what they talked about in the group? All right, if not, we're going to move into proposals. So first up, we have Kim teaching. Wait, leave early? Kim?
Okay.
How much time do they get there?
Okay, so we're having a teach-in at Wayne State University next Tuesday from 11 to 4 o'clock. We have Sarah who's presenting on the Seattle, and we're gonna have like international conversations, and we're gonna have a panel with occupiers at 1 o'clock. So I was just wondering if the GA would endorse this and we can make it an Occupy event.
All right, at this point in time, I'm going to go over to points of information. If you want to stay up here with us. We have points of information first. We're going to need points of information about this. The lovely gentleman with the braids over here. He's on staff. Do we have any clarifying questions? Point of information.
What was this event exactly?
Tuesday, December 6th from 11 to 4. It's at the Alumni Lounge. That's part of the Burnett Auditorium on Wayne State's campus.
What are they doing? Sorry. And now clarifying questions. You got stuff.
All right, so I had a question as to the content of the teaching.
There's going to be it's going to be about like different movements in different parts of the world. So there's going to be a Latin America talk, from Middle East, bringing about like the Egypt movements, is talking about that. There's going to be one about the Seattle conference, and there's going to be a panel of 4 speakers from the occupation who've been sleeping out, discussing their experiences.
You said we're having it. Who's we?
Oh, sorry. The student committee of the Occupy.
You're the student. I don't know who you are.
We found you.
We need identification. Good.
What's the Seattle conference?
Sorry?
What's the Seattle conference?
The